Now we're back to balance, which is a card we have seen before. And you know what? That makes perfect sense to have the balance card when you've got so many cards about inner child work and you know, learning to play again and experiencing joy. Like, while you have that freedom and all that, you need to have some balance. It isn't like, go on out there and just like abandon, now that you're not abandoning yourself, just abandon everything else. No. You still have, you still, all your experiences and your wisdom and your responsibility, they're not gone. So balance, inner and outer energies, logic and emotion, aspects of life, harmony with self and the world, realignment. Yeah, because like, there still needs to be some balance, but that's where some of the problem has been, is that there hasn't been balance. You've ignored the part of you that should have, that should be alive to the opportunities and have hope and believe in yourself and that you're capable of things and that things can happen that are good, that without, you know what I'm saying, that there can be change, that you can still change things, that you have free will, but you are also a free spirit, and you can play with that energy. You can express some of that. I'm not surprised. The balance also should be part of it. Your surroundings and your needs. So all at the core of healing is finding balance, to be in harmony with yourself, your surroundings, and your needs. This is a balance of dark, light, cosmic, grounded, gentle or direct, surrender, fight, inward, outward, emotional, logical, flowy, structured, mental, physical. All advice, modalities, approaches, and insights are useless if there is no balance within them. For example, compassion is a virtue until you are able to stand up against those who wronged you. This is something I literally was talked to about yesterday. Because I feel some compassion or empathy towards somebody who's been, let's say, very hurtful towards me, and yet, I mean, especially as empathic people, we tend to really want to see things from, like, we understand from a sense of feeling deeply what they must have gone through, and sometimes that makes an excuse for their behavior, and or they feel like they can hurt you more because you empathize with it. It's so weird, but you need to still stand up for yourself, and not condone behavior that's hurtful toward yourself. You can have empathy and a compassion toward them with that, but what about the compassion toward yourself? If excusing their behavior or being able to empathize with it so much means that you have abandoned yourself and or neglected to care for yourself, to protect yourself, to keep yourself safe, because you're like, oh, I forgive you, and you don't have any boundaries and they can hurt you again. That's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning that. Staying positive is beautiful until you realize you are neglecting your deeper wounds. This card encourages you to look at what you need to realign and find balance in your life, or where you need to. Are you focusing on one aspect of your being over others? Remember that balance will look different for everyone and will fluctuate to meet different needs at any given time. If you are deeply struggling, your version of balance will look very different from someone who is not. Have more compassion for where you are. With so much pressure from the world to be a certain way, which doesn't work for sensitive souls, you can be very hard on yourself. Facts. Quietly connect with your deeper self and ask what is needed. All of the answers are within you. Potential blocks. Are you finding yourself lost in one extreme or the other? You may be at a balance with yourself and the world. Sometimes being extreme in one area is necessary for a time to protect your peace. However, it's important to look at your priorities and even your boundaries to see where you might be holding on too tight. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Step out of your comfort zone. Right? You see that? And then literally stepping through the portal for your new opportunities. Make changes now. Have that childlike hope. Children are so brave. Because they don't. We don't know. You're still brave. That rose portal, the awakening, the transformation, you get to transform. And your empathic powers, that rose petal portal, seems to be so much like in the beginnings. And step out of your comfort zone for the balance that you can experience the excitement, playfulness, following, joy. Just remember to have some balance. And also, having that empathy. We need to have people who have empathy and care. But especially right now, I guess, with things being so dark in some ways and difficult, it's easy to dwell on all that and to neglect your own joy, to neglect your own happiness because of the worry and heavy feeling of everything and of feeling all of that stuff. But remember, your time is limited here. We're all on a limited timeline for this experience, and there's work to be done, but there's also joy to be had, things to experience, things to learn, so interesting. 2 portals. Let's see. Oh. Let's look at the 2 of Swords. Lights your stalemate, a crossroads, making a difficult choice, opposing ideas or options, choosing the best road of action, memory and thought, shadow seer. A difficult choice, confusion, the angst of the unknown, between a rock and a hard place, fear of commitment. You know that feeling of not knowing? It's time to make a choice, and it may seem like you are between a rock and a hard place. If you can't decide which way to go, it's because you can't see the bigger picture yet. The 2 of Swords is whispering that you must move in one direction. Close your eyes and listen to your internal guidance system for your map. If your intuition has fallen unusually silent, it's asking you to trust yourself and your ability to discern and decide. Even in blindness, you already know the best way forward. When you act, the future will reveal itself, and it will help you to move toward your dreams. Have faith that the universe is serving you the right experience. at the crossroads of duality. Your analysis and overthinking will just get you buried in the quicksand of a million possible endings. So find peace of mind by trusting your judgment. Ooh, relatable. Who hasn't done that? When blinded by the unknown, I can trust myself to move toward the light. Difficult choices. Not knowing what the choice is, feeling stuck. Can't see the bigger picture of it, so you're not sure. Trust your inner compass, like your system, your map. Trust yourself and your ability to discern and decide, because you're not the child anymore. You are the adult. You practice discernment. Now let's see what the Four of Wands says. This looks a lot happier. Four of Wands. As if a follow-up, eh? As if what you can do. So this is a celebration, prosperity, an important event or milestone. Gathering of souls, kindred, stability in home and relationships sometimes signifies marriage. Like it's like a very happy card, Four of Wands. The Shadows here, forgetting the importance of the simple things, getting caught up in trauma, lack of harmony, feeling disconnected. Bring the noise. It's time to kick back in joyful elation. You've been building foundations, and after a period of massive shifting, it's time to enjoy some well-deserved communal bliss. If you've been through a cycle of rapid expansion and awakening, this card marks a transition into a more harmonic and stable state. You have reached new levels of consciousness, and it's the perfect time to enjoy a milestone event and celebrate with the people who love you. Love them right back as they are, and sometimes this card signifies a marriage or another significant occasion. Not necessarily, though. Don't worry about it, people. While connecting with friends and family, make sure you relax, release, and allow your body to integrate all the lessons you've been working through. Happiness and harmony are yours to be had. Enjoy these warm vibes of celebration and success. Also, when was the last time you danced? Oh, I was like, this card is a bit because it's talking about some of the things that some of us don't get to experience. But then it's like, when was the last time you danced? Like, when did you move your body in such a way of freedom and joy, which really kind of connects that whole childlike experience where you just like felt like your body could do anything. Depending on our experience, you felt like you could do anything. You just moved and did things that, and you continued to probably for quite some time until you just got rigid in your ways. I am devoted to my connectedness, and I celebrate the wonder of loving bliss with my community. It can be hard. Some of us don't have community. So the Queen of Swords. Boundaries. A thoughtful leader, unbiased decision-making, an excellent communicator, wise and logical counsel, integrity and honesty, being perceptive, intelligence, being direct, seeking truth. Shadow seer, sharp and sometimes cold communication. Strive to use your words wisely and to refrain from being mean or emotional. Indifference, a message to use your head more and your heart less. Aloofness and bitterness. Highly astute, intellectual, and honest, she watches calmly over her kingdom. Graceful and logical, her wisdom is framed in truth and proof, and she avoids the sip or fluff that others may want to hear. She asks you to be honest in your relationships, direct in your speech, and witty if you want to be, but above all, to bring your clear-headed, unbiased reasoning to the table. Sometimes this communication style can come across as cold or cutting. I remember being called the Ice Queen. So if you're having trouble communicating, something that is difficult for another person to hear, know that you can always dip your toe into the cup of empathy, which you have a lot. Hey, we empaths, we have that. Sometimes we need that Queen of Swords to come out. She's great for boundaries, to help with your delivery. Sharp analysis and careful consideration are always intelligent moves, as is being able to clearly connect with others in a way that is easily accepted and understood. A clear heart and clear mind will allow you to speak your truth always. I speak with wisdom and clarity. Yeah. Show me you do have a celebration. That can also be a reunion card, like a happy times. But she is lovely. It's almost like child self and then grown self. You have to go through to become this. This can make you a bit more sword up, but she's wonderful. A little bit of balance. Free spirit. Balance. It can be difficult to go through the portal. Yeah. But each time it's like a leveling up or transformation phase. We'll go through them many times in our lives. If we're growing, learning, it's inevitable. You have to. You can hide for a while, like, within your life, or be stuck in circumstances. Ooh, connection. Intimacy, exploring sensuality and relationship patterns. Connection, lovely. And at the bottom was the sun is still, because I didn't shuffle. Connection was there. Huh, lovely. I'm like, that's it. That's a nice card. How can you find that kind of connection if you don't step out of your comfort zone? Connect with other people. That card about community and enjoying yourself and time with others. Like, you can't do that if you're stuck, unwilling to move through your portal. That will, a win-win outcome is forecast. Yeah. So, like, I'll take the yes card, eh? Take the win.